Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. We have quite a bit of crypto related news as well as whale alerts, which will include a big move in regards to XRP, and we'll talk about that towards the end of the video. But first, let's go ahead and get into the news. So here we are, we've got at 10:45 a.m. 20 million RL USD that was burned at the Treasury, and just a little bit before that, we had 9.9 million RL USD that was also burned at the Treasury. The Clarity Act has 15 days to pass a Senate floor vote, or it's dead in 2026. And check out this graph here. This is from No Limit. They go on to say, wow, all-time highs. This is absolutely insane. This is the worst financial situation compared with a year ago due to higher prices based chart. And speaking of not great news, Polkadot had an issue. They've been exploited. The attacker minted 1 billion DOT and dumped it all in a single transaction for $237,000. Visa, this is some good news. Visa launches Bitcoin only card with up to 3.5% Bitcoin rewards. Visa plans to roll out stablecoin cards in over 100 countries, enabling spending with USD coin across 175 million merchants. At the same time, a Bitcoin only card with Fold offers up to 3.5% back in Bitcoin. The American Bankers Association pushes back on the White House's stablecoin report, warning the policy could drain deposits from local banks. Volkswagen Group in Singapore now accepts Bitcoin and crypto as payment. The Senate just announced to restart the crypto market structure negotiations today. Yes, it is starting to happen once again, but guys, as I mentioned earlier, we've got about a 15-day window here for them to make some sort of a decision, or else we're not really looking at anything happening this year. Swift names 30 Ripple connected banks in its new payment framework. And R3 Corda codebase shows modules named XRP payment, XRP settlement, Swift service, and Swift payment status type, pointing toward XRP integration. The SEC says certain crypto interfaces, including DeFi front ends, wallet extensions, and apps, may operate without broker-dealer registration under conditions. No custody of user funds, self-custodial only. No investment advice or recommendations. No order routing or execution. Fixed, neutral fee structures only. No discretion over transactions or market activity. Spain's over $800 billion in banking giant BBVA is rolling out Ripple custody into its core banking system. Ripple Treasury lists Swift as a strategic partner. That's really big news. Ripple Treasury has enabled the use of XRP inside their netting system. And let's go ahead and go over these whale alerts now. So you got $102.8 million in USDC that went from Aave to an unknown whale 1. And then, basically the same amount of USDC went from unknown whale 1 back to Aave. We've been seeing that essentially every day now for, I think, about a week or so. And then look at this big boy, 89.8 million XRP. That's $119 million that went from an unknown wallet to unknown wallet. And then that XRP, essentially, had been transferred from unknown wallet over to Coinbase. So a very, very large amount of XRP going over to Coinbase. And then we have $116 million in USDT that went from Aave to an unknown wallet. We have 116 million in USDT minted at an unknown wallet, and 250 million in USDC minted at the USDC Treasury, 116 million USDT from an unknown wallet to Aave. Look at that, a lot of activity going on with Aave lately. And that's essentially it. So now let's go and take a look at what's going on with the price of XRP. So a bit of a drop that took place yesterday, going from about $1.35 down all the way here to $1.32 before it ended up closing out, yeah, sitting around $1.32. Now on the new day, we're almost at $1.34, so it's made a little bit of a recovery. Overall, it still looks like a sideways channel, albeit it has widened a bit here. We do have that nice little pop-up that took place on April 7th before that pullback on April 8th. But just keep in mind, guys, that the drop that we saw here, although it may look pretty dramatic compared to these other candles, on April 12th, yesterday, Sunday, volume was pretty low. It was less than what we saw on Thursday, definitely less than Wednesday and Tuesday, and we're seeing even less than April 6th. So you had a good 4 days of volume back to back that it was higher volume than what we actually just saw for this taking place yesterday. So let me know what you guys think. Everything that's going on in the world, there's a lot of crazy stuff still happening. Do you think that we're going to see this try to make a rally? Needs to try and get above $1.40. And that's what I got. You can check me out on Blue Sky. Look at that. We're at 53 followers now. If you haven't already, drop me a follow there. Go check me out. Trying to get to 100 followers. I'm at Crypto Atlas. And if you want to show any extra level support, you can find me on Patreon. My name is Crypto Atlas there. Or you can become a YouTube member. I appreciate you guys. Be safe. God bless. And we'll see you in the next video. Peace.